32 years ago, and I used to have like the perfect little Parisian life. My parents are big travelers, so I used to travel a lot since I'm kid. And in 2020, I chose to quit my last job in Paris to do a world tour alone with my backpack. Because I had to find a way to survive, because I was here to travel, to spend 1 year traveling. Boom, I get stuck. And I was like, oh, all my money is going away, and I don't know if I will travel again, if I will work again. So I create my company at that time.
Oh, that's so cool.
Because, I love people. I communicate a lot of people. I do super well advertising about people on Instagram. But then I'm scared that a lot of people are coming. I'm scared that all the world is coming to people, destroy our paradise. I faced corruption.
Where?
In Kenya. In Indonesia.
Yeah.
The police were trying to get money from me for my security, But for me, it was insane.
Yeah.
What? Like, hey, you should help me. You should represent the peace, And
So
at the airport also, when people see my passport, sometimes they try to get money from me.
Yeah. Hello everyone, welcome back to Beach Nomads podcast. Here I am with Hannah. Hannah lives in Pipa, and today is a very special episode, because it's our first episode in English. It's crazy,
yes.
But don't worry guys.
English.
Don't worry guys. We're gonna have some subtitles in this episode, and people from Brazil and Portuguese speakers then can listen on Spotify, YouTube, whatever you want. And it's so nice to have you here. Thank you to come.
Thank you for inviting me. Such
Thank
a
you for
pleasure, such
coming.
an honor.
You have like a really interesting, profile on Instagram, because I saw you shared some interesting stuff. Like you are looking for a Portuguese, a Brazilian passport or something like this.
Let's do advertising.
You're gonna get it inside of the story. So.
Let's do a date.
Yeah, but first of all,
episode.
Hannah, tell me where you come from. Tell me a little bit about your story.
I'm French. I'm born in Paris.
Oh, that's so cool.
32 years ago, and I used to have like the perfect little Parisian life. My parents are big travelers, so I used to travel a lot since I'm kid. And in 2020, I chose to quit my last job in Paris to do a world tour alone with my backpack.
Oh.
And it was a project of 1 year and a half with my budget. And at the end, 4 years that I'm traveling.
Oh, that's
And
so
now
cool.
I'm here.
But it was like in the beginning of 2020 or?
Yes.
Oh.
And I got stuck. I begin my trip in February 2020.
Where?
I begin with the Carnival of Rio.
Rio?
Yeah, I begin with Rio. It was my first country.
You got like a direct flight to Rio.
Yes.
Paris from you?
Paris, Rio, Carnival. And then I went to Malaysia in March 2020, and boom, COVID.
Oh,
yeah.
crazy.
And I stayed 1 year in Malaysia, was stuck on an island. I cannot complain. I was stuck on a
For sure, you
island,
can't complain.
And I was just waiting that the borders open. But you remember at that time it was a bit the anarchy. Like we didn't know like how long will be the COVID, if we will go out one day, if the borders will open, if we will live all our life with the mask or not. So I was waiting month after month. Yeah. And just 1 year after they opened the borders.
Yeah, nobody knows what's would happen at that time. So, but what you have done like in Malaysia, like during your pandemic year or something, until the borders get open? What you done there?
There were not a lot of things to do, so I was at the beach. I was doing a lot of barbecue, a lot of parties, this kind of stuff.
Party, yeah.
But also I opened my company at that time.
Oh.
Because I had to find a way to survive, because I was here to travel, to spend 1 year traveling. Boom, I get stuck. And I was like, oh, all my money is going away, and I don't know if I will travel again, if I will work again. So I create my company at that time.
Oh, that's so cool. What was about, like your company? What you have done in your company?
Now I have a communication agency. I'm a freelancer
Cool.
in communication, in community management. I create content. I do strategy for brands. I create brands, and I do all of this online and alone now.
Yeah. Where does your clients comes from?
Friends.
France, mostly of them. From
Better
France,
to earn euro when you're traveling or dollar.
Cool.
And also it's easier with the language. I work better in French than in English. So it's easier for me.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
The behavior, like how to, a lot about the customer,
Yeah.
So you can have a
market.
much better communication, something like this. They know how they feel. It's for market, it's essential, something like this.
Exactly.
You have to know a lot about your client or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's so cool. So you create content. What else you do? Like, you create...
I do design. I create content. I create
You do
brands.
everything by yourself? Like, you are design, video editor or something like this?
But sometimes I ask the help of some other freelancer. I have some
Freelancers,
other partner that help me. For example, if I need to create a website for a client, I have a developer that will create. I will do, for example, the design, the ID, but I'm not coding, for example.
Oh, cool. So what kind of platform you use to hire these guys? Like, you have like, I don't know, a Fiverr?
No. Usually it's from my networking, from the
networking.
same student of my school or for a previous colleague or previous agency that I was working before. So it's all people that I know since many, many times.
You trust the job or something like this.
And they trust me too.
That's so cool. Yeah, it's so important, like in this kind of business. That's so cool. So what about your routine? You live in Brazil, your client comes from France. What do? You wake up in the morning?
Here in Pipa, my routine?
Pipa.
Yeah, my routine is totally different from when I was living in France. So now, my parents won't believe, but I wake up super early now, for example, 6 a.m.
6 a.m.?
Yeah.
You go to the beach, have a roll or something?
No, first thing that I do is yoga and meditation.
Oh, by yourself?
Yeah, at home.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then I do a slow morning with a slow breakfast. I cook, I clean a bit the flat, and then I begin to work. And usually I'm more productive in the morning. So I work from 8 to 1 or 2 p.m., sometimes 3 p.m.
Cool.
Then I lunch. And usually in the afternoon, I have free times. I go to the beach, I go to walk, I do some sport, I see some friends, I enjoy the rest of the day.
It's a dream, right?
Yeah.
It's a dream.
Yeah, nice dream.
So why Pipa? Why you decide to come here? When you came here for the first time?
I discovered Pipa 10 years ago in 2015.
Almost 15 years ago. Almost 10 years
9
ago.
years ago.
9 years ago.
Because one of my best friends is Brazilian. She lives in Natal.
Oh, that's so cool.
And so I came to visit her. And as she's from Natal, she showed me Pipa. And then I was like, blow mind. I was like, what is this village? That's so nice. And I fell in love with Pipa already 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, now Pipa will be my place for holidays. As soon as I have enough money, I go back here for my holidays. So I was coming back every year, every 2 years for my summer holidays. Then I did my big trip for 3 years. And during my world tour, I was like, if I don't find a better place than Pipa, I go back to Pipa to live like here
my whole life.
For the rest of my life, let's say.
For the rest of my life.
So at the end, it was not even a world
I get
tour.
a Brazilian passport, I have to go back to France.
Now, yes. So it was not just a world tour, it was like curiosity. Is there a better place around the world than Pipa?
Yeah. You didn't feel something like this?
No.
What if when you came here for the first time, like, because you getting in love with people's this lifestyle or things like this. So would you describe me what you felt at that point, like 9 years ago?
I think it's still the same feeling that I have, by the way, today.
That's so cool.
But I love the nature. Nature is amazing here.
Yeah.
The 4 big beaches that we have.
Yeah.
The fact that
And
I
you
can
didn't
see.
know here.
And
It's
I
crazy. It's
didn't know
crazy.
here.
It's a
The
point
fact
to
that I
remember.
can see dolphins, that I can see turtles when I go to the beach. Love the culture, the weather, because we are close to the equator line.
Yeah.
So for me, it's summer all the year, you know.
Yeah.
No matter when I come to Pipa, we'll always have the sun almost.
But what about your skin? How you feel here? Sometimes you
Hey,
get so...
I'm tan now. I'm
Yeah.
not that white. Huh? I'm tan.
Yeah.
I get used little by little.
You have no choice living people, you know. You
Eh,
have to be tan all the time. So.
I protect myself because it's important to
Yeah,
put
it's
protection.
so
Take care.
important. It's so important. Yeah, but you have some guests here, like your friends from France or something.
Yes.
What they think about you, about your choice or something, you know, like they came here, this girl, you know, just quit to Paris, came here, you know, quit to, you know, like this kind of business environment or Paris. Yeah.
I think at the beginning they thought I was maybe a bit crazy or candid, you know. They thought that, let's just leave her a crisis or her holidays, a moment, but she will come back, you know. I think they all thought like that, but, you know, years after years, it was like, she's not coming back. So, okay, let's go to visit her because there is probably something there. And then I became the tourist agency of my family and my friends. Because every year they are coming to visit me, and some of them fell in love also with Pipa, and
That's
some
so
of them
cool.
will come back this year to
Yeah.
see you again, Pipa.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the same feeling for everybody. You know?
Actually, I have a tip for them. You know, when they come to Brazil, they can stay in Sublime Village because it's our sponsors. Just to let you know, to let them know as well.
Good.
Cool. So you are kind of agent.
Tourist
That's so
agent.
cool.
Yeah.
And they came here. Where you used to get them to see what they like to see here? What's the best place in Pipa for you, for example?
It's a difficult question because I have a lot. But I think my favorite is Praia do Amor.
Praia do Amor? Yeah.
It's the perfect balance
Yeah.
between touristic activity. You have the surf, you have some baraka, but you also have a place where it's supernatural. There is no noise, nothing. I think it's a good balance.
Yeah. It's so close to the center.
And close to my place also.
To your place. That's so cool. You can get there every morning.
Yeah, we see a lot of turtles there. We don't see the dolphin there,
turtles?
but we see a lot of turtles.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, nice experience. So let me check it out. What have I have to? You came to Brazil in 2020, but why this desire come to you? Like to travel? What's going on in Paris at that point? Like you have this feeling. You had to have a different life. What have in your mind? What's going on in your mind at that point?
You know, actually, we have to come back to 2015 because my first time in Brazil, I came to Amazonia.
Cool.
With my friends, Elena. Yeah, I came to visit Amazonia. And I remember in my group, there was a French guy that was a solo backpacker.
Oh.
And it was my first guy that I met that was traveling alone 10 years ago. And I was like, wow, what a life. And I asked him a lot of questions. He came from Paris, same like me. He had the same kind of life, same kind of family, same social status. We had the same life, but it used to quit everything. So 10 years ago, I already had the seed in my mind. I was already feeling, wow, he can do that. Maybe one day I can do that too. So after 10 years, I finished my study. I began to work in Paris. I began to have a flat in Paris. I began to have a good salary. I had the perfect life in Paris, let's say, you know.
Like for a young people, like
it was a good
20s.
Beginning. Yeah.
In 20s?
I was 25.
23,
25 when I began to live alone in Paris. And then I realized that I wasn't really happy at the end, you know. I had everything to be good for the society.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really happy. Something was missing. And since I'm a kid, I'm traveling, so I was like, instead of going to burnout, instead of being crazy at my last job, because I wasn't super happy in my last job, I was like, okay, I think it's time to quit, to take 1 year for yourself, to think, to see what there is, what are my opportunities out of Paris, and then change everything.
Sabbatic year or something
Yeah,
like
it
that.
was supposed to be a sabbatic year, kind of. But I never
yeah.
came back.
That's so clever. In the end of the day, so clever.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd say. But that's so cool. So when came the idea to create this kind of profile in Instagram to, you know, like to say, sometimes you told me something like sometimes women come to you to ask you some tips or some, you know, when this idea came in your mind.
So first, before to quit Paris, I knew that I would have a lot of pictures, a lot of stories probably, because I was already reading a lot of blogs. So I was like, okay, let's create your own one, your own journal, your own diary. So I already had decided to create this Instagram, posting every picture. At the beginning, it was just for me and my friends and my family, this Instagram. But it was open, and then a lot of women realized during the pandemic that it's possible for a woman to travel alone and to be independent, and it's not like that scary or that insecure. So a lot of women begin to write me like, oh, what a dream. Oh, you're so lucky. I hate this sentence, lucky. I'm not lucky. I choose to live like that, you know? You're
Makes
so
sense.
lucky. Wow, I dream to do that, but I cannot. And I'm like, hey, if I can do it, you can do it. And I begin to talk a lot in DM, in private with those women. And I realize a lot of them have the same dream, but they are not ready yet to pass the step, you know, to quit everything. Because what is scary when we travel is not to travel alone, to be in Asia, to be in Brazil. It's not this. What is scary is to prepare that. To take the decision, to say goodbye to your family, to say goodbye to your flat, to say goodbye to your career, to your job, to everything.
To your boyfriend in France.
I didn't have at that
No, I
time.
mean, not
Or your
about you, but
boyfriend,
that depends, you know.
Or usually the men follow, you know.
The main what?
The men follow.
Follow.
Like, I don't think they would travel separately, but anyway. Yeah, so what is difficult is just to make the decision. It's a lot of stress. But then when you're in the plane and when you arrive in the country, it's the freedom. Everything is new. And you don't have any compromise. You don't have to think about, oh, what should I pay? Or what do I have to do the grocery? Do I have to do this weekend? You have nothing. You just have you and yourself.
Yeah.
You just have to take care of yourself. So it's the best feeling ever.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of perception, you know, because when I was traveling, I used to be anxious for my next step, my next town, my next Airbnb, what I'm gonna have around or something like this. It depends, I mean.
Were you really organized? Are you very organized and structured or not at all?
No.
No, me too. But for me, it was like free. I didn't care. I didn't care where I would sleep
so
the
cool.
night because I know that I will always find a solution.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to sleep.
Yeah,
at
I don't
some
know
point.
where, but I know that I will have a sign from the universe. I will find a hostel. I will find someone.
That's so interesting mindset because you have to have someone to sleep somewhere nice. And I care about my sleep. I like to sleep.
But sometimes it's true that it's not easy. Like I say, it's freedom, but for sure I was tired because it's tiring to do always your bag, always to take a bus, always changing place. There is a form of anxiety. I understand you.
Because when I was traveling, I was working a lot. You know, I had
I was not working.
a schedule, you know, something like this, and I had to have a nice place to work. You know, and you know, like some apartments or something like this. So,
it's different, because you have a compromise. Your compromise is your work. I didn't have any compromise at that time.
Yeah.
I was not working yet, you know, I was building my business, but I didn't have all my clients that I have today.
A little bit relaxed.
Yeah, I was way more relaxed.
And now you are working a lot, or would say like you have like you have a strong routine or something like this. You say that already, but you are looking for goals or something? I mean,
My
your
goal
job.
is to have enough money to live well in Pipa.
Oh, cool.
I'm not working to be a millionaire, to have a yacht, to
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
big car. I
But
don't
French
care,
people
you
don't
know.
want to be a millionaire. Billionaire is another talk. But
Not all, no. Yeah, no, it's not my
I have a lot of
mindset.
friends from France, especially from Paris. I met in Thailand, for example. They only want to live a good life, relax,
Eh.
and they have this kind. Depends. I mean, when you are in your hometown, you have a mindset, or, perception and everything. But when you are expat, you go somewhere, you have a different mindset. Or a place like Pipa, especially, So you have French friends living in Pipa.
We are 3 in Pipa now.
Three?
3 French living
Oh,
in Pipa.
only three?
Only 3. Or maybe more, but I don't
Yeah,
know
but
them.
you don't know.
But
Yeah,
from
yeah.
my generation, we are 3, yeah.
For your generation.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Good like that.
Ah.
Because, I love Pipa. I communicate a lot of Pipa. I do
Yeah.
super well advertising about
Yeah.
Pipa on Instagram. But then I'm scared that a lot of people are coming. I'm scared that all the world is coming to Pipa, destroy Pipa,
No,
destroy
they
our
won't
paradise.
destroy people. They won't. Sorry.
I want to keep us our little bubble,
No,
little
no, no,
paradise.
no,
So
no,
better
no,
that we only 3 French,
You don't want people from your hometown here
Yeah,
anymore.
no, it's not that I don't want, but I find it so special here. And I like because it's also an international community, Pipa,
Yeah.
but it's not like Bali, I don't know if you went to Bali, but Bali is super international now.
It's 100%.
And tourism begins to destroy Bali, It's
Yeah.
not like the
But
same as 10
it's
years
much
ago.
more crowded, like it's
Yeah.
much more people and
But I'm sure that Pipa can be the future Bali.
I don't think so.
No?
Who knows?
Who knows? Let's see in 10 years.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah.
Already
So let's
Pipa
stop this
changed a lot.
podcast. Nobody comes back to Pipa
let's
anymore.
stop it.
If I do something like this, millions of people are gonna see our podcast, so won't be so nice.
Or go to Natal, guys, or go to Tibau,
Yeah,
or go to
Tibau.
Barra do Cunhão.
Yeah, but you have a lot of place here, because Brazilian coast, it's so huge. You have a lot of place, not like Pipa, not like this environment, not with these vibes, I would say. And especially for surfing, it's a subject we have talked a lot of this in Beach Nomads podcast. But because I have many nice beaches and surfers coming, the girls want to surf, and it creates like a different vibes. Can't you feel that?
I'm not surfing, but I feel, a lot of people are coming for that here.
Yeah, it's nice. Why you don't surf?
Actually, I was surfing in Bali,
Yeah.
I used to surf like 2 years ago, but it's different here.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's a very nice spot, Madeiro, for
Yeah,
beginners.
yeah.
But I don't know, the place is more little.
Yeah.
And I feel way more pressure, maybe because I'm beginners, but there are all levels, of surfer in the same beach. While in Asia, there is so many spots that there is one beach for the beginners, one beach for intermediate, one beach for the pro, and
But Madeira Beach is the best place for beginners.
But there are a lot of pro and good surfer also in Madeiro,
Yeah.
So I feel I'm scared to disturb people, and I don't feel I have a lot of place to be sure that I'm not disturbing anyone. It's,
Yeah, I understand.
You
but
feel
this guy, they have started in some point,
true.
So
Well, I said that because I'm lazy. I was trying to find an excuse.
Yeah, it makes total sense. So that's so nice. Let me see something else. Tell me a little bit more about your podcasting experience. What you have done, like I saw in your Instagram, you have been guest or something. I thought you were like a host.
No.
Now, yeah. What
because
was
I
it?
have this big community of French women that are following me, and
French?
a lot
I
of
saw
French.
something in English, but it's French.
No, a lot
Oh,
of
that's so
French
cool.
women, because I talk a lot in French in my Instagram, are following me because they want to do a world tour. They want to be a solo traveler.
Yeah.
So,
You inspire people. Let's be honest.
kind of. So
You
some
have no
people
idea,
saw
but
me
you
with
do that.
podcast,
So that's so cool.
and
Yeah.
invite me because I think people wants to. They wanted that I was the voice to say to women, hey, if I can do it, you can do it too, everything is about mindset. Everything
Yeah.
is about being
Yeah.
prepared mentally.
Yeah, especially when you come closer to someone, like someone have some results, and when you are close to that person, you feel that it's totally different,
Exactly, and I
and they feel
testimony a lot.
closer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you, I mean, have you thought before, like, to have this kind of podcast by yourself to, like,
Ah,
to share this kind of
it would be
idea?
so nice.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
takes time, huh?
Why don't you do that?
Because
Like, in my opinion, especially for French people, you have a nice product. I would say that, you know, because people are looking for big travelers to have this life. What you have here, if you inspire people, they can pay you to get some direction or something like this. I would pay you if I was woman.
Pay
If my
me.
French.
Pay me. I will tell you how to do.
You like money, right? You don't look like a French person. Yeah, I'm saying you that because most of my friends from France, they don't care that much about money, but you like money. You
I
come
like
from
money.
Yeah, I know. I can see your eyes. You like caipirinha as well.
Yes, you can see in my eyes that I
No,
like
no, about
caipirinha.
caipirinha, no, not yet. It's Wednesday,
I was like, do I look drunk?
Wednesday
or-
morning. But I saw in your eyes you like money. So yeah, another thing. What's the best thing in Brazil for you? I mean, I think I asked you before, but what do you like more to be here and everything? Like in general. I'm not just saying in Pipa, but in general in Brazil.
I remember my first feeling when I arrived in Brazil is that I love how people are joyful.
Yeah.
I love how people share.
Was it in here, right?
My first time I went to Rio, Pipa, and Amazonia.
Cool.
And yeah, no matter the social status, everybody is linked by the music, by culture, by the dance. And I was amazed by that. But how come a bar, how come a place with music can reunite so many people from different skin color, from different age, from different social status, and everybody's here to share the music, to dance, to enjoy, to have this smile. And I was like, wow. And I know like living in Brazil is not easy for everybody, there are a lot of social problems.
Yeah.
And I was so amazed by how to see like
But
even
you have
poor people have the
social
smile.
problems in everywhere.
Yeah, true. But
It
we don't have
depends on
this
the
smile in
choice.
France.
Yeah.
We are not as joyful as Brazilian people.
Yeah.
And that's why I was amazed. I was like, wow,
Yeah, that's so
that's
cool.
such a nice feeling,
Yeah. What about the world? Like, where won't you be back? Like a place, a country, or something like this you didn't like that much. You have a good experience.
Yeah. I had two that come to my mind. I would say Cambodia.
Cambodia. Why?
Cambodia. The country is
So poor.
amazing, but it's super poor. And just some years ago, there were this genocide, and you can still feel the darkness in the population, in the lifestyle. There is something dark in the country. It's super poor, and there is a lot of same social problem. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel super good with good energy, even if the country is very beautiful, And the second country, I would say it's Egypt, but once again,
Where?
Egypt.
Egypt.
But once again, it's my experience.
Yeah.
So I don't say to
About
people to
everything.
don't go to Egypt or what. With my experience, it wasn't a good experience because I was alone. I was a woman. I was white. It was
Let me see,
right
but
after.
you are alone. You are a woman. You are white.
Yeah.
And you are in Brazil. But what happened in Egypt?
But
Egypt.
women, they don't have the same independence there. They are not as free as here or as in Europe. So I felt the difference.
Yeah.
And I've been I've been sexual harassed. I've been verbally harassed. It was very difficult because people didn't treat me well, didn't respect me as being a lone woman and independent.
Yeah. What kind of situation have facing there? I mean, I'm sorry to ask you about this if it's okay to answer me, but
Yeah, I have no problem to say because it's also part of the solo travel.
Yeah,
I lived a lot of super nice, positive moments, but I will not hide. I have to face that. I'm not blind. There is also some negative part, but the negative part is little compared to what I live. So I have
and
no
you
problem.
get some experience, to don't be back to that place again or something like this. So
I've been to a lot of scam. People
Scam? Where?
scam.
Where?
In Egypt.
Egypt.
Yeah.
What about Brazil? Have any
No, not in
no?
Brazil.
Not in Viva.
No.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Not scam.
That's so cool. It's good to tell your friends.
Here it's good. I never had any problem here in Brazil.
Oh, that's
actually.
so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Even if some people are scared to travel in Brazil, blah blah blah, because there is not the same security as in Asia or this kind of stuff, I never had any problems here.
You had some problems in Egypt, but what else? You have some.
All around the world.
Yeah.
I had problems, to be honest, but it's part of the game.
Yeah, it's part of the game.
It's part of the game.
Yeah. You have to be aware what this kind of situation you're gonna face in your life.
Corruption also.
Corruption.
I faced corruption.
Where?
In Kenya and Indonesia.
Indonesia. Yeah.
The police were trying to get money from me for my security. But for me it was insane.
Yeah, they are there to to make sure you're gonna be safe. So it's
I
crazy.
remember I was lost in Kenya.
Yeah.
It was 4 a.m. in the morning. I was like, the bus dropped me in the town. It was dark. Imagine a woman with a backpack in the middle of Kenya. And I was lost. I didn't know where was the hotel. And then I remember there were 3 police guys. I was like, yes, 3 police guys. Like, they will help me. So I go to see them. And I'm like, hey, guys, I'm lost. I don't know where is my hotel. Please, can you help me? And they were like, hey, if you want that we help you, maybe you can pay us our breakfast. And I was like, what? Like, hey, you should help me. You should represent the peace, And at the airport also, when people see my passport, sometimes they try to get money from me.
Yeah, but it's part of the game.
It's part of the game.
As you say.
It's part of the game. I have to play that game,
Yeah. So what is the plans? Want to be back to France? Want to be back to Europe? Want to stay forever in Viva?
I have difficulties to put compromise now, because I feel so free that it's difficult to see myself in 10 years, in 20 years. I like the fact that I'm nomad, and if I want to change tomorrow or in 2 years, I can change. But to be honest, I see myself very well here.
Yeah,
I think I will stay here.
Yeah, where you're gonna stay. When you see yourself.
Pipa.
Yeah, it's the future.
For the moment,
like
Pipa. I love Rio. I would like to try to live in Rio, but it's a bit more expensive, and it's not the same. It's not the same vibe. It's more city vibe there,
Yeah.
But I would love to try to live there too.
Cool.
I love Rio. For me, it's the best town of the world. Number one.
Yeah, that's so cool. So every time when you finish episode, you have some questions. Mm-hmm. You have to answer me only in a phrase or something, about your preference. Okay? Nothing so embarrassing. Don't be scared about this. All right. So would you prefer, mountains or desert?
Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snow or beach?
Beach, for sure.
All right. What's the best thing what you have got in mind during or talking during or conversation?
What's the question?
I mean,
sorry?
You have talked a lot here, So what you got in mind? What the best thing what you got in mind during our conversation? I mean, what you like that you realize during our conversation?
What I like is that no matter where we come from, you're Brazilian, I'm French, the fact that people can reunite us, I find it so beautiful. And I find our conversation so friendly and so easy. And that's the magic of people, how people can reunite people. How you found me on Instagram, how we can make this so easily, without to judge each other, without to have judgment, prejudice, Boom, easy.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah. What are gonna be your next trip?
France.
France?
I want to go back to France to see my family,
Yeah. Why they didn't come?
They will.
Yeah, you'd be a nice.
Now it's different, because now I know that I will stay here I miss more France, While I was traveling, I was like, oh, I'm good far from France because I'm discovering the world. But now I'm more settled than before. So I like, oh, I miss my family. I miss cheese. I miss wine. I miss,
Oh, you miss wine and
Yeah.
cheese. Yeah, it's so hard
Wine
to
and
find
cheese,
out.
for sure.
It's so hard to find it out here.
Uh,
So yeah, what these guys can find you online or something like this? Your social media, you could share.
to find me online, there is my
The woman,
Instagram,
especially the woman.
especially women's or Brazilian if you have a passport.
A nice
Let's do
passport, a
it.
strong passport.
That's the message.
A Brazilian strong passport.
Strong one. Yeah, my Instagram is La French Gringa.
Okay.
I try to mix the three language, the French, the English, and the
Cool,
Portuguese.
cool. Yeah, international community.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much to come
Thank you,
here
Eric.
to have this conversation. A lot of insights to share with my people. So these guys, and that's all. Thank you.
Thanks to you. It was really nice to come here.
Yeah, it was.